Hi guys, I finally had the courage to make videos of my experience owning a Mercedes-Benz W204. In my videos, I'm going to share all the costs involving maintaining it, replacing parts, the aesthetics, and modifications. I noticed that there haven't been any videos out there catering for Malaysia owners, so that's why I'm doing one. Currently, there's one Malaysian YouTuber, Wen. He's also a professional car reviewer. He's doing one for his BMW E39, which I thoroughly enjoy. One of my favorite cars of all time. I guess I'm inspired by him. So, to everyone aspiring to own a W204 out there, I hope my videos can serve as an insight on what it's like owning one. And to all current owners out there, I hope my videos can serve as a guideline and reference. So let's start. A little bit of a background of my purchase. To be honest, I wasn't actually actively looking for a W204 because I've been saving my money to purchase a Boxster 986, but I didn't have enough money at the time, and it might take me a couple of years before I could actually afford one. So one day, my neighbor came to me and told me that he has a friend who's sick and he hasn't used that car for a few years, and he's willing to sell off his W204 C200 compressor 2008. At first, I wasn't really keen because when I looked at the picture, I didn't actually like the color. I didn't like the rims on it. It was all standard, of course. And thirdly, he hasn't used that car for a number of years, so I don't think that that car was properly taken care of. We don't want it to be a money pit, so I was scared on that part. And furthermore, it was a pre-facelift model, and I prefer a facelift model, of course. But then he told me that he's willing to sell off that car for 38,000 ringgit. So I quickly checked the market value, and the market value for that car at that time was around 46 to 48,000 ringgit. So he's willing to sell off his car 8 to 10,000 ringgit below the market price. So I was like, okay, why not? Worst come to worst, if I don't like it, I could still sell it off for a profit. But the only concern is how good is the condition of the car. And I quickly called a few used car dealers, and they told me that they normally take that car, depending on the condition of course, around 42 to 43,000. So he's willing to let off that car 4,000 ringgit lesser than what the used car would take. So I knew that I had to make a quick decision before he changes his mind, or before he has the knowledge that he's selling it below the market value, or even below what the used car is willing to take. So that was history. So you guys want to check my ride?
My life be like, yeah. My life be like, yeah. My life be like, yeah. My life be like, times like these that make me say, yeah. Lord, if you see the bitch come my way, like leaving brain control and I'm straight, yeah. Long sacrifice in the price, my life, like living like a figure tale. Sometimes I fall, I slip, yeah. More friends I need, more like you, yeah. Not to crucify with the things I like.
I'm on an island by my lonesome stranded, low key and staying candid, reflect on all the things I try my hand at, search for the equation to persuasions I'm used to, finding comfort in the zones of clouds and bones I get loose to. A mountain is Fontaine, spinning in monsoon and grinning this high octane, explosive how I came, rolling down the hills cause life's a hassle.
Oh my god, what was he thinking? It's like daylight robbery. The body is solid, the paint is still good, and the interior, it's like this car came from a time machine. And there's no leaking in the engine is running smooth. And the best thing is, this car, when I bought it, it clocked 82,000 kilometers. And when I checked, he actually changed the engine oil in 2015. At that time, the mileage was 78,000. So for the last 5 years, he only rode this car for 5,000 kilometers. But there is a scratch here though, but that's not to worry about. And perhaps some scratches here, you might not be able to see it. And there's a dent here, and this needs fixing. Well, to be honest, the car didn't look as nice as this because I sent it for a polish, 3-layer polish. Apart from that, I noticed that there were cracks all over the sides on all 4 tires, probably because the car wasn't driven for the last few years, and probably that the tire itself is more than 5 years old. So I bought this Dayton DT30 225 45 R17. I actually didn't opt for a high performance tire like Michelin PS4 because I had in mind to upgrade to 18-inch probably next year. So that cost me 220 ringgit for each tire, and altogether it cost me around 892 ringgit, including balancing valves and everything. So I bought this somewhere in Lukut. I'll share you the details below at the description. The other problem was this. Okay, this thing here, it won't go down, so it can't lock by itself. So I had to change that. The door lock itself for this side, it's original. It cost me RM 620 ringgit, and also the door rivet cost me 122 ringgit. I did it at YS2 Benz. Because if you press this, it won't go down. So someone can just open the door. So I had to change that immediately. The other thing I noticed when I drove it, the front suspension, it felt wiggly. So I had to change both shock absorbers, 620 ringgit each. I changed the mount absorber, 130 ringgit each. Lower arm, 410 ringgit each. Absorber link, 175 ringgit each. And the rear light absorber bush, 140 ringgit, and also the front absorber bush, 190 ringgit. So all in all, it cost me 4,660 ringgit at YS2 Benz for the suspension and the locking issue. But if we think of it, all of the fixes that I fixed, they are wear and tear, except for the door issue, which cost me around 740 in total. Okay, now for the aesthetics. When I bought this car, the Mercedes emblem on the gear knob was missing, so there's no way I'm gonna leave it like that. And when I searched around, only Speedworks Sunway sold it, so it was for 100 ringgit. And I also didn't like the scratch marks on this panel, so I bought this from Shopee. It cost me around 36 ringgit 70 cents. It comes with 2 colors, one this color and the other one is the carbon fiber color, but I opted to choose this because it kind of complements the panel itself here. Because if I'm to go for the carbon fiber color, I'm gonna have to change this and this and this, which I really don't want to. Okay, so in terms of fuel efficiency, okay, if you can see now that my tank is empty, and I normally get around 620 to 650 kilometers per 60 liters. So if you look at it here, I've driven for 14,904 kilometers for the past 6 months, and it indicates that I used 9.6 liters in average per 100 kilometers. That's insane. That translates about 10.42 kilometers per liter. So I decided to use this car daily. So after spending 4,660 ringgit for the suspension and the door lock, 892 ringgit for all 4 tires, 136 ringgit and 70 cents for the aesthetics, totaling 5,688 ringgit. The car felt brand new. I drive it every day. At first I thought of driving the car only occasionally, but when I looked at the fuel consumption, the comfort, the safety, and the relatively affordable running costs, I decided to drive it daily. I guess that's all for the first episode. Don't forget to click on the subscribe and like button, and we'll see you on the next episode. Bye bye.